Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Lena. Welcome back to another video. So today, it's kind of also a negative video again. I don't know, I feel a bit ranty lately, but today I want to talk to you about the series that I won't be finishing. I do have a lot of series on my next to read shelf. Like, I have like 140 something. So I'm pretty okay with letting some of them go. And I'm also not really interested in them anymore, so it's just fine. So without further ado, let's just get started. So the first one that I have here is the Witcher series. I talked about this one a couple of videos ago, saying that I just really wasn't enjoying the physical books. Well, not the physical book, the books in general. I'm just not a fan of them. And I decided that I'm just stopping. That's it. I'll never read the one that I currently have because I just have too many books to read. And that's just an universal truth. I just do not have the time to just waste it on something that I'm really not enjoying. I do have to say that the last book that I read, I enjoyed more than the rest, yes, but still, having to read 4 books to just enjoy one series, I don't think it's worth it. So sadly, my days with The Witcher are over. The books, not anything else. Like, everything else, I just love. But nah, the books are just a no for me, sadly. Then I have here the Shadow campaigns. I'm kind of sad about this one. I'm a bit hesitant on letting it go. But the first book I read a couple of years ago, or maybe just a year ago, it's military fantasy, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. And the thing is, I really haven't thought about this book since I read it, so just that alone says a lot. I'm still really excited for reading Django Wexler. I have another one of his books up here, so really not giving up on the author. Like, I just haven't really found like the books that work for me, so I will keep searching. But for now, this series is a no. It's a no. I don't even think that I have my physical copy of the first book, honestly. I think it's not even here. Then I have 2 YA series here. The first one is the Gilded Ones. I read the first book as a part of the book club, the Space Sirens. And the thing is, if it wasn't for that buddy read, I wouldn't have read it. I wouldn't have picked him up. Because lately, not lately, since, I don't know, 2 years ago, I just cannot find anything that appeals to me on the YA market. And sometimes when something does, I'll try it, but this book ended up being like a very average for me. Like, some things were cool here and there, especially the magic system in this one I kind of liked, but the rest, no. I just don't have like a solid good memory of this book, so for now, not for now really, I just don't feel like the need to pick up book 2. Maybe if it was like a buddy read again with the whole group, maybe. But still, I don't think so. Though I have to say that the cover of this book is just fucking glorious. Like, it's just so beautiful. Then Kingdom of the Wicked. I went through a weird phase a couple of months ago where I just wanted to read something like cheesy and just like very romantic, heavy, and kind of this weird YA type of romance where they hate kind of each other. So I tried Kingdom of the Wicked because the premise seemed very, very interesting, and it's about a twin figuring out who the hell murdered her sister and apparently was a lord of hell, and that premise was great, but it's definitely a love story overall. And honestly, at the time, I was okay with it. It was kind of what I was looking for at the time, but right now I just don't really feel like ever continuing the series. And apparently book 2 is just like about a love triangle, so nah, not for me. Maybe sometime if I am ever on that really weird YA feeling again, I'll check it out, but no, I actually really need to get rid of my physical copy because I just don't need it, though the cover is also beautiful. Then Spin. I was expecting so much out of this first book. I don't know, but I had such high expectations for it, and it ended up being a book with barely any sci-fi elements on it. Like, it definitely wasn't the prominent part. I still remember the fucking girl in the bike, which is not something positive. Like, that part I really didn't like, so and it has stuck with me. So no, it's a no. sad, but I know. I also think I'll get rid of my copy because even though it took me a while to be able to get it, but nah, I just don't really care about book one. Then I'm thinking about this one. I think I'm going to give book one another try because I was in a very weird mood when I first read it. So this is the Prince of Nothing trilogy. I do have to say that I know that the second trilogy is worse than this first one, so probably will not check out the second trilogy. But the thing is, this is a staple in grimdark fantasy, and I didn't really like the first book. Like, I didn't thought it was bad, but it just wasn't for me at the time. But the thing is, I do think the first book has potential, so part of me wants to read it again to see if I actually really like it. But the thing is, I haven't thought about this book since I read it. So at the same time, I'm just like, I'm really not interested on it. But I think I may give it another chance. But at the same time, I also want to get rid of it. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. Just let me know. Let me know what I should do, please. Then this one, The Sixth World. This is an urban fantasy series, and I like urban fantasy, but it hasn't been one of my main genres as of late. Like, I enjoyed it, but it's not something that I immediately gravitate towards. So the thing is, when I read this, I was having a thing with makeup scenes and things like that. So there's one in here where the main character is like a really badass, and then for one kind of thing, they just like prep her and she's looking just so beautiful. I fucking hate that trope so much, and it's very prominent, especially in urban fantasy, and I hate it so much. So since then, I just know this book's I know. I actually got rid of my copy because I just don't feel like I need it anymore. So yeah, this one is sadly a no, but I really want to try her other series. Like, oh, Black Sun looks amazing and that cover is beautiful. Sadly, I'm going to include Void here, which is a series by Peter F. Hamilton, and I read The Dreaming Void a year ago, I believe, and after being super impressed with the Commonwealth saga in general, this one was such a letdown. Like, it couldn't really grip my attention, and at any time, I just really ready to just finish it. So I think for now, it is time to part ways. So I think I'm just going to DNF this series and just continue with his other works. Like, I really want to read Mindstar North? Mindstar Rising? Mindstar Rising. There's another one like Great Road North that I really want to read, and also The Reality Dysfunction. So those ones I really want to try, but this one is staying here sadly. Then I finally made my mind about this series. I will not continue the Takeshi Kovacs series, The Altered Carbon, because honestly, I only find interesting the first book. The second one, I tried to start it, but I wasn't feeling it. Also, the obsession with books of the author, it's just so annoying. So even though I kind of liked the first book, I was really not impressed by it. I much prefer the show, honestly, the first season. Second season is super bad, but the first season is fucking amazing. I think it did a great job, like bringing a little bit of light to the best parts of the book. So yeah, I'm definitely sticking with the show and letting this series go. I really need to get rid of these copies and just make some room for another book. Then I do believe I have talked about this one, but this series by Rob J. Hayes. I tried to read the first book. I completed it, but I didn't love it. And the second book follows the character that I like the least from book one. So I just do not want to read it. I just don't feel it. Rob J. Hayes is one of my favorite authors, so obviously no shade. But this series is just a no for me. If you like dark fantasy, you might really enjoy this one. But it was just sadly a no for me. Then I've made the decision, I don't think it's going to stand, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to continue the Alex Stern series, the Ninth House one, because even though I really like Dark Academia, I just didn't really vibe with this book. I don't know what is about it. There's that really weird rape scene with the ghost. Oof. I don't know, weird. But the thing is, I hated everyone except one character. And And I don't think he's going to be that prominent in book 2. So I just don't think I will continue. Like, I think I have actually gotten rid of my copy already. So yeah, maybe if I hear like really positive things about this series, once book 2 comes out, I might try it on audio, but I will definitely won't be picking up a physical copy of it. Then this is another sad one. I won't be continuing Old Man's War. I read the first book and I was okay. Like, I don't think I really love it. Like, I enjoyed it, but that was it. I think it probably because it was too short, but I don't know. I vibe better with longer books. I've come to realize that, but I don't know. I just don't feel that series in general, and I really wanted to just try it and love it because it's also very long. Like, it has 6 different books because it also has standalones, if I'm not mistaken. But I just didn't love the first book. So I'm just going to state, I'm just going to go with his other works. I really like the Collapsing Empire, so I will stick with something like that. But yeah, I know this is awful, but it's just like, I don't know. And I really like military fantasy, military sci-fi, but I don't know what it was about this one that I even read it in one sitting. Like, I was very committed to it. No, it just didn't work for me. Then, second to last, another sad one. I'm not going to continue the Daebabat trilogy. I do own the first 2 books. I'm looking at them right now. But the thing is, I really wanted to try this series just because everyone else was loving it. And I really like more Egyptian, Persian fantasies in general. Like, it's something different. I just really liked it. So anything Middle Eastern, I'm super happy about reading. But the thing is, I didn't like it. I do have to say that there was some kind of politics thrown here and there, but nothing complex. So when everyone was just like, oh yeah, there's even politics, was there really? Like, nah. And the love story for me doesn't work at all. At all. The ending, I was just like with this face all the time, like, what? I just didn't like it. I do have Kingdom of Copper, but I won't be reading it, sadly. I'm kind of sad because like most of the people that I follow love this series, and I wanted to love it so much, but it's just not for me. That's it. It's just not for me, and I have to accept that already. And then the last one is going to be Dance of Thieves. The thing is, I'm keeping these books because they are gorgeous. And I love the main series. This is a spin-off of The Kiss of Deception, which, hear me out, I actually love. It's so cheesy, the first book, but the trilogy is just so good. And I love the dynamic in the first book. It's like one of the few love triangles that I actually really enjoyed following. So I have such like a good memory of this series, and when I heard that they were coming out with a spin-off series, I was really excited. I grabbed it immediately. I read the first book and I liked it, but I didn't love it. So I own the second one. I won't be reading it because of the new characters. I was just really happy because some of the previous characters showed up. Just that alone made me so happy. But that's it. I won't be reading it, but I'm keeping the books because they are so fucking beautiful. Like, these covers are amazing. But yeah, probably never read it. So yeah, those are the series that I decided to DNF this year. Probably more to come, honestly, because I do have a feeling that I followed too many series, even though I much prefer series to standalones, honestly. But have you DNF'd any series recently? One that I might happen is the Justice of Kings one. I'm on the fence about this one. I might try book 2. But please, if you have DNF'd any of them, or if you are thinking that I should actually read the Prince of Nothing trilogy again and give it another try, please just let me know. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.